Okay, so in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to integrate a Neon Postgres database into your app. So let's get started.
So I just wanted to take 1 minute of your time and tell you about this amazing offer. So right now, if you want a Google AI Pro with 4 months free, you can use my link in the description below. Right now, you can get it for 1 month for free. With my link, you can get it for 4 months for free. So with a Google AI Pro, you will get the Gemini app with the 3 Pro version and the DeepSeek research and image generation with Nano Banana Pro and even Veo 3 video generations. Also, you'll get 1,000 monthly AI credits to use with Flow or Whisk for video generation. You can even use Google Search, the Gemini 3 Pro version. You can use Jules as well. You can use the Gemini Code Assist in the Gemini CLI as well. You can even get higher limits for the Google Antigravity, okay? And you can even get Notebook LM with audio overviews, and you get Gemini in your Google Docs, Vids, and Gmail, and you can get Gemini in your Chrome as well, in your Google Chrome browser, and you can get 2 terabytes of storage as well as a part of this whole package. So if you want 4 months free on your Google AI Pro plan, then use the link in the description below. Now back to the video.
So in the previous tutorials, we created a to-do app and we also integrated Clerk into it using AI. In this one, however, what we're going to do is integrate Neon Postgres database into your app. So how do we do that? So you should already have a Neon account. By the way, if you don't, pause the video, go create one, and then come back. Okay. So I'm going to be using anti-gravity, by the way. So here, what we're going to do is tell it that integrate the Neon Postgres database and stop using the local storage, which we were using before. Okay. And I'm going to pause the video, write the prompt, and come back. So I want to add one more thing. We are just using React, and to connect to a database, I know you could use Drizzle or Prisma, but I just like to convert it into something that I'm used to, which is a Pern or Mern stack app. So I will also be showing you here how you can just convert a React app into a Mern app or a Pern app. And if you're wondering what the difference between both of them are, one uses MongoDB, so Mern, and the other one uses Postgres, so PERN, Pern stack. So I just wanted to first show you how you can convert this into a Pern stack using AI. So I'm telling it to convert this app into a Pern stack app by taking this React app and putting all of the React files into a client folder. Okay, and then creating a server folder for the backend. The server folder will be our Node.js backend. I'm just clarifying that. Initialize the Node.js server and install the necessary packages to make this into a Pern stack app and connect this to the front-end client folder. Okay, as you can see, and then I'm telling it the server should start on the port 4000 because I've already clarified that the server folder is the backend. And then I'm also telling it to install Axios for the front end because we need to communicate with the front end. You could also use Fetch, but I just like to use Axios. I'm more comfortable with that. Then I'm telling it to do the second thing, which is integrate the Neon Postgres database into this app. So I'm just telling it to install the PG packages in the backend to communicate with the Neon Postgres database. And then I'm telling it to add the necessary code to make the backend be able to communicate with the Neon Postgres database. Then I'm telling it to create a .env file, and I'm telling it that I will add the connection string to the .env file for the backend later. And I'm just clarifying once more that you need to change the storage from the local storage, which is what the app did by default because we didn't really have a way before to keep track of certain things. Now we're telling it to change it from the local storage to the Neon Postgres database. So I'm just going to run this and come back. So it's asking me for permission to run this command, which will restructure all of this. Okay, and it will move this into the client. As you can see, it's running this command. This is a partial command, by the way. So I'm just going to do accept. It ran into some kind of errors and it will fix it automatically. I'm just going to see what happens and come back. And as you can see, it has moved everything into the client folder and the server folder is ready to be initialized. Okay, I just need to do accept. As you can see, it is being run. And if you're wondering what this is just something that Veed creates. You can delete this when you build your project or run your project. It automatically creates this. Okay, and it is done. It is saying that it has created this, and it's explaining what it has done. So it's restructured and moved everything to the client and server folder, backend created with Express and connected to the Postgres, front end updated Redux to fetch the data from the backend API now. And you technically don't even need Redux. Now that you have connected this, you could just be using simple fetch and create even a custom hook. But you know what? We've already created it, so we'll let it stay with the project. So then it's telling you what you as the developer need to do. So the database, to connect it, it's telling you to, in the server, there is a .env file. You need to paste your connection string. First, we need to create the table for that and open a terminal and then run the npm run dev for the server. And you also need to do it for the client as well. Here we go. Okay, so that's done. And I actually just want to check this. So let's see. Yeah. Okay, so even taking the user ID, good. And the API to do's, okay. For the get request, the post request, and basically this is read, this is edit. Oh, no, this is create one. Okay, so read, create. This is for updating, and this is basically deleting. Okay, and it's saying that you need to name this to-dos. You could change this if you want. You could just tell the AI, or you could just do this manually as well. But I think everything is good. So I will also open this. I will delete this because I will be adding my own key into this. So let's go into Neon. Oh, this won't run because of the fact that we are not on this anymore. So I'll also delete this, by the way, because we don't need it anymore. And here I will open up another one and do client and then dev. Yeah, it's npm run dev, npm run dev. How did it set up this? Oh, it didn't add it, which is weird. Okay, we can just run the command here. We can just install this ourselves. Okay, so here it's done. Now I can just, oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, it's just the Neon Postgres error, I think. Invalid URL. Oh, yeah, it's for the connection string. Okay, no, that makes sense. Okay, so create a Neon account and then go into branches. Okay, click on new branch. I'm going to call this branch to do app. Okay, and I don't want to delete this, so I'm just gonna keep this and just keep everything the same for now. I'm just gonna click create. So the branch has been created, and I'm just gonna copy this and I'm gonna close this. Okay, and I'm also gonna go into my tables. Oh, I'm already in the to-do app. Okay, good. I'm gonna save this, and because the app crashed, I will just rerun this. So I'm gonna accept all of this, close this, and now if I go here, I reload this, you can see the app, and we have no to-dos. Let's just create a simple to-do. And as you can see, we get our to-do. But does it show up in our database? And as you can see, we have gotten our to-do in our database. So everything is working, everything is fine, but I want to show you one more thing. So this is false, by the way. And we can, if I click this, it does take a little bit of time because it is updating certain things in the background. You can tell AI to just create a loading state or something like that for the tasks. But now if I refresh this, you can see it is true. So this is updating the user's ID, and its own unique ID and everything else is added. Okay, and it's created the table called to-dos. Okay, and it did all of this automatically because of the way this is set up. If you're wondering what this to-dos is, it's basically, just want to clarify for all of you, is this part right here. Okay, and it also has this create table query, by the way, just in case it runs into some kind of error. So creates a table if the to-dos table does not exist. That's why it automatically created that table, by the way. Otherwise you would have run into an error, so it accounted for that. So I hope you like this tutorial. Like and subscribe to stay updated on the latest tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.